I never get tired of it.
Radiant team, ban.
Joining Ridditz tonight in what promises to be a very great matchup between these two sides. I do know that IM are playing with one of their subs, so not quite a full roster, but a team that acts as a great deal and a pretty decent side at that. RQ, haven't seen as much of them personally, but if you're here at this point in the playoffs, you've done something right, and both teams will be really keen to make a big impact right off the bat. So far, banned out, we've seen the Weaver and Centaur Warrun, as well as the Invoker come with their final ban to follow. No really big surprises here, although perhaps Ember Spirit doesn't get through that often these days, has been left through, but the a very decent ban out. Ember Spirit immediately picked up by IM, and Ridditz, welcome back.
About that, my sound was all like extremely loud and I couldn't hear you and was blasting my ears out and everything. But anyway, yeah, hi guys. Just quickly want to give you guys a quick welcome. I'm Ridditz, and joining me is Hellbird. We are from nAvTV. You can follow us on Facebook and all of those other things, but we'll talk about that a bit later. I heard you quickly running through the bans with the Invoker and Centaur banouts. Now, the Centaur banout is actually a very interesting one for me because not a lot of people ban it out because it you know, there seems to be more to ban out during the first banning out phase. The Dazzle comes to mind, Ember Spirit comes to mind. But yeah, as we saw yesterday, DK playing with the Centaur extremely well, and I actually think it is a first-tier ban at this point, especially as an offlane hero that can scale very well.
Warren's ulti it's such a game changer, really. I mean, I was chatting about it in my previous cast actually, that when he does drop his ulti, if you have like a Hex unit, it's just going to run away. It's sort of the ideal thing is for a disengagement, having haste, if you will. So, you know, you'll be looking for these kind of heroes that want to blink in on you, get a Hex off quickly and pick you off as quickly as possible, especially if you're something like Ember Spirit. One of those sort of heroes that would like the opportunity to just pop his ulti. But Centaur Warrunner sort of negates a huge amount of the effectiveness of the Cypher Vice, and I think a lot of, you know, one of the reasons that people are picking it up. Additionally, it's kind of one of these great sort of situational ultis where it can be super aggressive, track down heroes that are trying to flee, and at the same time also a great disengage. But talking about disengages and you know, potentially strong engages, we have Mirana and Naga Siren, both, you know, one of the best two in the game for that, and
Yeah.
so I'm picking up both those heroes.
Honestly, we've started to see the return of the carry Naga in the past couple of months, if I can put it that way. People, you know, moving away from the support Naga as a whole and moving more towards the carry Naga. So it's going to be very interesting to see if you know, Requiem is actually going to go for that #1 hard lane Naga Siren, going for the early Radiance and basically taking up control with the illusions. Now, Naga Siren's ulti is actually a very good counter, in my opinion, to Ember Spirit, because Ember Spirit, he basically always stays far back, keeps on spamming the Sleight of Fist, and it's you know, every 5 seconds there's a new Sleight of Fist, there's new searing change. It's just a lot of burst damage and constant damage from range. Now with the Naga Siren, pop the ulti, you can initiate. Ember Spirit is a very squishy hero, so I like the counter towards the Ember Spirit, but picking up the Mirana as well as a start, they might be thinking of pushing the Naga into more support role to go for the net arrow combinations. That's my thought.
Radiant team.
Up as well for Immersion is, like I mentioned earlier on, it is actually a tier 1 ban at this point, and especially with the Ember Spirit, a very squishy hero, you can just cast your Shallow Grave on the Ember Spirit. If the Ember Spirit starts getting too low, give the Ember Spirit that extra second he needs to Remnant out.
A second could be the difference between losing a team fight and, you know, Ember Spirit walking away with the Rampage, because he really is able to deal some scary damage with the right items. So a great pickup and all around. And I mean, Dazzle already has been one of the sort of go-to support heroes lately. Weave is an ability as well that really shouldn't be underestimated at all. It does a huge amount, and when you do, you know, do yourselves a favor, go sort of spend some time reading up how armor works and how it scales, because Weave really just does punish teams for having low armor, and really does a great deal with your own. I mean, one of the key points there is, of course, that it's not a case where having additional armor doesn't sort of return as great benefit as having some mid-range armor. It is always great, and vice versa, really bad to have little of it. So great LT,
especially with the combination with, you know, Ember Spirit, with the Sleight of Fist damage that it puts out. If you don't have any armor, you will melt. You will go down.
Yeah, it's a big one. But well, looks like we're seeing a bit of a wombo combo coming from Requiem though. Disruptor and Naga Siren, that's, you know, always that setup where you see the static field being dropped on top of a, oh sorry, static storm dropped on top of a sleeping target, and I mean, that's actually could be pretty painful. Mirana Arrow as well, very good with Naga Siren. So they definitely have a lot of synergy in their team at the moment. It will be interesting to see how they wrap that up.
Yeah. The bans coming out from Immersion, the, you know, Shadow Demon and the Bane ban outs, I think that was basically pure counter banning against the Mirana, because they don't want the, you know, wombo combo style as well, you know, basically going into the disruption with the arrow combination with the Naga net. I just think that's a little bit too much lockdown. So very good ban outs coming there, but opening up the pool as well. And here's the Shadow Shaman pickup. We do see a lot of the supports, you know, running a #4 Shadow Shaman, rushing the blink for that quick initiation in Hex and actually shackle someone while dropping your ulti, giving your team time to catch up to the engagement, and giving the Ember Spirits as well a lot of space to attack from behind, because you will have to target the Shadow Shaman if he comes in. So two completely different drafts here coming, you know, from Requiem and from Immersion. Immersion going for, it looks like, a very range-oriented type of initiation, staying far away from the fight and, you know, continuously just spamming out and maybe catching one or two off guard, where Requiem, I think they might want to actually try and look for the 5-man a lot earlier.
Something I wanted to point out as well, just to sort of expand on what you mentioned about the Shadow Shaman, I actually think it's also a really good pickup against either Naga Siren or Mirana. One of those two heroes is certainly going to be looking for farm, if not both, and both heroes that are very capable of getting away from you. But Shadow Shaman has a very long form of disable, and well-timed Hex and Shackle does mean that Naga Siren isn't going to be able to get off that annoying spell that she chooses to use it as an escape route. And Mirana the same. It's kind of he wants to leap and maybe use Moon Artera to get away, and that's not going to be possible. So I think a really good pickup here by Blacklight. Odie, though, I heard you getting a little bit excited there. Do you want to go over that one?
No, it's just Odie's one of those heroes where in the international scene you basically see him for 3 weeks and you see him dominating everyone. Then all of a sudden he just fades away for another 2 or 3 weeks, and he comes back heavy into play. We saw Dendi playing an amazing Invoker this past weekend as well. Once again, it points their team fight to the wombo combo style of play that they're looking to set up here. But I still don't know if they're going to be running the Naga as a support chair and putting the Mirana on offlane, or putting the Mirana as the #1 role. I'm just scared if they try and put the Naga as a support, it won't really go according to plan, because the Naga won't be as tanky as she ought to be. She has a lot of base armor to start off with, I have to say, but with the lineup from Immersion, the sustained fighting ability that they have with the Dazzle, with the Ember Spirit, and now especially with the Viper, I think Requiem maybe has to look at running that Naga in the #1 role, because you can't really, Naga will just be popped instantly, and she won't be able, she won't have a chance to counter initiate or to save her fellow compatriots, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, I tend to agree, and additionally, I think Blacklight also has this sort of lineup where if they get on top of you, they can start dealing out a huge amount of damage, and you kind of need that ability to get away from potential pickoffs, and that is a bit of a concern for Requiem. I think, as you mentioned, Naga Siren does have decent armor gain and starting armor, but at the same time, none of these heroes really scream survivability sort of naturally, and it's definitely a case where I think if IM get ahead early on, they might just stay ahead the entire game, and we have a very sort of one-sided affair. That said, though, Requiem do have a wombo combo, and they can, they pull it off really well. Blacklight don't exactly have the tankiest natural heroes either, and we could see the exact opposite occurring, where they can just sort of steamroll down middle lane whenever they have their ultis up and be a massive menace in the match. But I guess it's hopefully we'll see some sort of really close game all the same.
Yeah, one thing I have to say though, I was actually busy thinking back a couple months ago. MMY played a support Naga Siren, and he actually rushed a blink, so that any time that it looked like the opponents were busy grouping up, or there was 2 or 3 of them, there was smoke up, he would be he would basically run in, put his ulti, and then blink in to actually catch them off guard. So that might not be a bad option for Requiem to look at doing. Just my thoughts. But I think that's the only good support Naga against this range initiation and this 4-man. Okay, never mind. The Doom's picked up there, but this 4 range lineup. So I'm saying range with the Ember Spirit because of the Sleight of Fist. But the Viper pickup was there, I think, more for the tankiness, so that Viper can stand a little bit more in the front lines. But Requiem actually coming with a very good pickup here, in my opinion, with the Doom.
Yeah, it's almost odd to see Doom picked up so late, but it's not a bad pickup by any means, and I think it can be very frustrating for something like Ember Spirit. We spoke about earlier with regards to the Shadow Shaman dealing with the Naga Siren and the Mirana. It's a kind of similar concept. You get your Doom, maybe blink stick up, get on top of something very quickly, get that Doom off, and then there's only one thing to do when you're Doom, and that's run away. So nice pickup by them.
Okay, I just point out something. As soon as the Doom was up, I basically thought that Requiem, I think that they're going to be running an aggressive type of lane, and then I think I am basically spotted something similar and going with the Slaughter. So going with 2 very tanky heroes to actually start off, well, to stand in the front lines with the Viper and the corrosive skin, and of course the Slaughter being picked up there. So this is actually going to be a very interesting matchup. Just quickly going to run through the lineup for IM here. It is going to be, you have to excuse me, some of the names I might not get correct, but it is going to be Rares, the Shadow, on the SS, on the Shadow Shaman. It is going to be Seer running on the support Dazzle, Deathra on the Slardar, running mid with the Viper, it seems like. It is going to be Downey, and solo safe lane, Cool Kid on the Ember Spirit.
Cool. And on the other side of the river, very adventurous Mirana will be played by Angie. Staying far back, it will be Equinox on the Doom. Handling the OD will be Panda on the Alpha Devourer, excuse me, and Hayes will be playing the Disruptor. Finally, on that Nagasari, which does look like he's going to be a bit of a farmer, will be Setcon. Love Angie, so...
Yeah, now, putting this Ember Spirit on the safe lane, if you know, Requiem actually sees that and they decide to punish it, this Ember Spirit is going to have a tough time, because Ember Spirit is one of those heroes that really needs farm. But I do see that they did pull him at Tango. He did go with the Star Shield and quite a lot of healing, so I think he is expecting to, you know, go up against one or two heroes. I just think it might be, it's actually going to be an interesting lineup, Doom versus Ember Spirit. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one, especially the fact that they, in sort of solo kills, they function in a similar manner. They both kind of want to rot you down a bit, Scorch Earth, of course, and the Flame Guard, so it's well. But they have sort of similar ways that they run. But I think that does kind of give Ember Spirit the edge, of course, because if they do start rotting next to each other, Flame Guard also has that effect of magic absorb. So I think this does to some degree favor Ember Spirit as far as getting kills go. But at the same time, I think Doom should be okay to find some farm. Obviously with Devour, he's always going to have the ability to just pick up a couple of extra last hits. So could be fine in that sense. Interesting, by the way, he walked up the creep, which he could have lost it, and decided to devour it instead. So
yeah,
just keen to get on the ball, I guess.
It's you know, usually one of those things where you just want to put it out there. Listen, I have Devour. I can't eat any creep. If you go and try and deny one, I will try and basically I will eat it before you can deny it. It's not necessarily a waste, but yeah, it is going to be a very interesting lineup. I mean, the Doom having a little bit more base damage than the Ember Spirit, and if the Doom decides to, he can start phasing out the Ember Spirit very early on.
Well, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on this lane, but I think the real action is going to be up top, where we do see what's turned into this try and try. It's very hard to get kills against Dazzle, but I think at the same time, there's certainly the capability to do a huge amount of damage to any target, really, for RQ. What shouldn't be underestimated is actually the power of Thunderstrike, if we do see that leveled up high. But he has opted right off the bat to go for Glimpse, so he seems to be more interested in catching off the player out of position, and Seer might just be that player.
Seer might.
He's adventurous, to say the least. Very, very close to that tower.
Yeah. Just having
yeah, of course, the net arrow combo is huge.
Yeah, just having a quick look here at mid. Of course, the Viper is zoning out the OD a little bit, just leading with a couple of last hits. Not that many, but doing quite a bit of damage on the Viper. And in regards to the top lane, I do see, I think that they are trying to give the Naga priority to farm. Now, I wanted that in the beginning, but if you actually think about it now, Naga can't really come close enough as soon as they basically push over this line here, so they might be splitting it up between the Naga and the Mirana to try and at least maximize as much as possible. But yeah, everything seeming to be a little bit static, to start off with. But OD, yeah, like I said, taking significant damage in the middle lane up against the Viper, which has a full Ring of Aquila up.
All the top lane, we do see the engagement. Hayes in a lot of trouble. He couldn't back Death to Raven, but not enough, as Raven's able to get the final nuke and the shock to take the kill.
Yeah, it was actually a very good initiation. Well, it was a good counter initiation. The Disruptor did get his level 2, so he did try to put the kinetic field down. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. The Glim wasn't enough as well. The range nuke that can come out of the Shadow Shaman is just quite a lot, especially with this in combination with the Slardar stun. And bottom lane, nope, nothing happening there. But yeah, good first.
Yeah,
going through to immersion.
Yeah, and it's kind of how you, of course, want to start the game. Get ahead of the tri lane. This, of course, means you're going to have to consider now how they're going to find some farm. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Telkom sort of making some movements into the bushes, just trying to get a couple of neutral pulls, find out that XP himself, because there is the ability for Angie just to sort of find some of that farm in the lane. I think I was keeping an eye on it. Angie's picked up 1 for 1 at the moment, so definitely trying to let absolutely every chance go the way of Setcon. but it's sort of, you know, you want to maybe see him pick up some of those harder creeps. It really will do well, even as a support, even if he's maximally sort of committed to that. It's still Mirana as a hero that can do well with items.
Yeah, no, definitely. And against the, you know, Ember Spirit... Oh, wait.
That top lane, again, arrow flies, and it's been spoiled as Mirana shouts out, but Setcon able to get out. Does use the gush, and deals a fair amount of damage to Sia, who heals himself up. Lane to watch, man. It's
yeah, no,
up, yeah.
It is definitely. I'm just wondering, maybe they should have, you know, put the Naga Siren bottom against the Ember Spirit from the beginning, run the Doom in the jungle, and just have the dual lane top. I think they would have had a better chance off there. They might not have got kills, but it is two ranged heroes with, you know, both of them having a semi, you know, survivable spell with, you know, kinetic field and with the leap. And of course, they would have got a little bit more levels going up there. It's something that they might have to think about, you know, in the future, because if the Naga Siren goes too close, they will try and counter-initiate every single time. The Disruptor is there with a glimpse, but if the Disruptor just keeps on, you know, leveling up glimpse, it's... Yeah, see, there is a ping coming out here. There's going to be a smoke. Mirana does have a smoke up with the outward barrow there as well. So, of course, the Astral Imprisonment going onto an arrow could be quite lethal here for the Viper, but the Viper is level 6. He only has one level up in his corrosive skin as well. But sitting there with the Ring of Aquila, I'm actually not sure that they will have... Oh, I actually missed that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty adventurous player. Doom was very far back when he got that kill, so I think...
Yep.
Oh, hold up, middle lane is actually getting down in a lot of trouble here, and he will be picked off. I was going to say just for that, I think he might be okay, because depending on which route Angie ran, because I admittedly didn't see, there's a lot of wards in the sort of general area that would spot him out. So he would have had to pick the sort of the longest route and go sort of around the back here to make sure that he was able to pick off that kill without being seen. And good news for RQ, especially if you're a fan of this, as they've picked up 2 kills as a response to their first blood, so they'll be happy with their sort of return to the game.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was actually very surprised that the Viper dropped there. Great initiation might be happening up top. Hayes actually does glimpse back to Slaughter. The Slaughter, well, they're trying to get back in there, but I just don't think there's going to be enough. Mirana tries to throw an arrow to catch someone off guard there as well. Good initiation there, but very good reaction there from the Disruptor to actually pop the kinetic field first, the kinetic field first, and then to glimpse instead of doing it the other way around. Smoke, I think the smoke might have been scouted out here, because they basically smoked just under Mirana, just out of range though, but you usually still see that straggling, you know, smoke effect if you're a little bit further away, because it was caused basically there and there. So mid lane though, do you see?
Yep. It looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. The advantage because of the Astral is just going to buy him a little time. He's certainly going down. One last hit. And they're actually taking a long time to do it. I thought for a second he might just get it. He did have the haste enough, but no such luck, does fall in the end. And we will see another kill going the way of BL. So, you know, nicely, this is good actually. We've spoken the draft, but we were a little bit concerned that one of these teams might just get ahead and it'd be a one-sided affair. But so far, it's looking pretty decent. I think the only real concern is that Setcon's not finding a huge amount of farm. But there is Doom in the bottom lane. He's done quite well, picked up a kill and has the second highest CS in the game. So, no real cause for concern for BL just yet.
Yeah, sorry about that. I like dropped my cigarette just as the fight was happening and I nearly burnt myself. So instead of shouting, I just turned off my mic quickly. Sorry about that one.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'll catch those cigarette drops for you, man.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's turning out to be a lot. Well, I was, you know, thinking that, you know, one of the two teams are actually going to get a couple of early kills and actually start steamrolling. But it does seem to be that, you know, they're you know, both testing each other out. This top lane, though, they actually have decided to, you know, leave the Naga and the Disruptor there for a while to try and get a little bit more levels out of the lane. And as you can see, the Naga Siren is level 5 now, whereas the Slaughter has just turned level 5. So giving a couple more levels to Naga, are going to be hitting level 6 very soon. I think that's actually the you know, right choice to do in you know, this type of scenario. And mid lane, it seems like they want to go on this Viper again. Viper does have 2 levels up in corrosive skin. He does have power trays now as well, so it's going to be very difficult for them to actually try and kill the Viper. If the Viper doesn't turn around and try and man mode it, but actually runs away, I don't think they will be able to kill him, but they're busy setting it up.
Yeah, you can see Odie is very high on the ground and all yours.
Arrow goes. Oh, unfortunately they didn't take the time into account. Good TP's coming in here from the Slaughter as well. Slaughter running in, missing the bash, but the Viper using his ulti and actually getting that last hit where Morano's just turning around and running away.
It was really close there, but unfortunately, you know, close isn't good enough. I really thought that was quite funny from nAvTV because I'm pretty sure he TP'd in, which was just, you know, a good response, you know, good calls from the team. But I'm pretty sure that Slithering Crush was just used as a dramatic effect because he moved all the way down to middle lane and really just picked up some XP in the end.
Bottom lane, there is an initiation here. They want to go on Doom. Doom doesn't have any mana or anything left, but a lot of damage going through onto the Ember Spirit. The Outward Devourer has actually come in now. They want to do, well, they basically want to go for a counter initiation here. The Mirana is there as well. Are they going to get anyone? There isn't enough mana for an Arrow, so I don't think they will be able to do anything here. They're busy extending very far. Arrow goes in, Arrow misses quite far, and I think that's probably going to be the end of it.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate for Mirana there. She was just so short of it, and even with the Ring of Basilisk, it just wasn't enough. And I think that it was kind of a tricky situation for him because there must have been a real temptation just to go in there very early, maybe sucking the block. But you know, you can never really feel too safe with a Viper running around. It can bring you down really quickly. And of course, Mirana at this point running around with the mere 568 HP. You know, that passive of Viper will start hurting really, really significantly, and it has been maxed at the moment. So. It hurts, man. It hurts.
It does. It does. Now, I do see that the Naga Siren is sitting on 1,700 gold. So it does seem to be that he's either, well, the Naga Siren is either going to pick up her early Midas here, or she is going for that, you know, straight brown boots. You know, Radiance Rush. So it's going to be very interesting to actually keep an eye out to, you know, which one she's going. I mean, as soon as she goes over the, you know, 2,000 gold mark, you know that she's going straight for the Radiance. Top lane, though, the Slaughter actually did manage to get a kill on the Disruptor there. Luckily, the Naga did survive. Naga does have some of the Siren as well, in case they do initiate on her again. And looking at the gold graph, I am a little bit in the lead, just under 2,000 gold. Basically going the way, the same with the experience graph, so it's still a very even game, especially at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, I think 2,000 is a healthy lead, but nothing that's sort of insurmountable. Arrow flying wide. I want to point out, I would really be concerned if I was Setcon for going the rushing of the Radiance, because he's quite a sort of squishy hero at the moment, sitting at 777 HP. And there's a long disable that can come out of IM at the moment. You have obviously the Slithering Crush, which is a 2.5 second stun, and then a host of abilities coming out of Ruster. It's only level 1 Hex, so it's 1.25 seconds, but then of course the long duration on 2.75 seconds of Shackle. So it's certainly enough to do 700 damage, even if you don't chain them perfectly, as you know, we wouldn't hold it against them if they've missed even a second of that. But it's really risky to rush the Radiance, and you're not going to get off Song of the Siren if you hit by a single one of those disables. You'll essentially be relying on good sort of vision and a very early LT if he does find himself in that position.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, it is one of those catch-22 situations where you basically will need a Radiance to, you know, keep the lane presence there to actually start split pushing properly, but to get the Radiance you actually have to survive that long. And with the initiation that's actually coming out, Arrow flying, Arrow is actually going to miss, so they do know that the Mirana is there. The pings are out, and wait, the Disruptor's just standing there getting a couple of last hits on him, but yeah, going for that Radiance, going for that Midas, it's a very interesting choice that he is going to have to make, and each one of them has their downsides. I just think the initiation from IM is very high, and they have to be very wary of that. But if they can secure Naga some farm, then it might not be a bad option. Wait, do you see a Hex going on the Mirana? The Shackles actually do another on the Disruption. Mirana does throw the arrow, huge stun coming through, and wait, Naga's ulti not actually reaching the Disruptor there, was thrown under, but unfortunately could not save his buddy there.
Yeah, I actually immediately saw pings coming out from RQ because Setcon sort of moved this direction around. Ward's been dropped. They want this tower. They want it bad, and they're not in a bad position to take it either. There's a couple creeps there, and it's a little while till the creeper is engaged. So,
Yeah, that was a very early shipment though.
I think they might get this. It's a little bit touch and go. TP score's coming in though, and where's Disruptor? He wants to be here with a glimpse. He's still not around. He's back
This
in
Viper
base.
might be in trouble here. Viper actually does get Astral imprisoned. Is there going to be an Arrow follow-up? Arrow is on cooldown, and I don't think they will be able to do anything about that.
Not enough mana on the Mirana.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to sort of go back a moment, the Nogasar in the previous fight sort of tried to run around. It's what pings out immediately, where they just wanted him to stand on the spot here, because that would have definitely had the sort of AoE to sort of cover that area, which was where the Disruptor get picked off. Interesting that there was so, like, I mean, it's a big skill to use to save a support, but you don't do it as well, it's cause for concern, and there's a lot of heroes here top, and you can see Rez has been so aggressive. He is constantly moving forward, trying to find that opportunity to get a hex off, and I think this tower is
under attack.
days are numbered.
Yeah, I mean, the big point here is there's 5 heroes from Requiem. Okay, wait, actually, Blink going in there from the Slaughter. Slaughter gets doomed straight away. Hammer gets to the OD. Naga doesn't have any mana left to do anything. They're busy going them, and I don't know who's actually going to take the team fight there. The Dazzle does drop. The Naga does drop. The Slaughter, he's sitting on very low life. I don't think the Doom ulti will kill him. One more last hit. Nope. No losses there, but in the back end, sorry, I'm missing that whole fight. The Viper is busy picking off everyone. Viper's got a triple kill at this point. He will get an ultra kill, and now they're actually going for the last hero there. It is going to be a full team wipe if they actually manage to get this. Is it going to be a Viper that's going to get a rampage here?
Wow, Downey, you're a ninja? Man, he just sat at the back of that fight, right-clicking, with everyone ignoring him, and he was just accepted their offering because no one dealt with the Viper at all, and oh, who doesn't love to see a rampage, eh?
Yeah, I actually wanted to shout their rampage, but I decided to let the in-game audio do it for me. I mean, that was very good. I actually didn't even see the Viper, basically counter-initiating there on the back end. I was focusing on where they were trying to chase, and unfortunately overextending there. Tower had dropped, and the Viper was there. Getting the rampage this early on has put him properly in front. Anyway, Dazzle does get an arrow to the face. Viper does have a DD rune. They have to be very careful here. Half HP nearly on the Auto Devourer, and yeah, I mean, that Viper is, sitting on 3,000 gold now.
No, it's a lot, and it starts making you wonder, like, what item does he pick up now? Because there's a sort of basic items that you expect, something like Agnum Scepter, but when you have so much money, it feels so tasty to just buy something a little bit eccentric, But I wouldn't be surprised if you see a fast axe coming out of him now, and it's...
Greed is good, dude.
It's a
Greed
real
is good.
problem for him to deal with. It's just having that cooldown, being able to spam it from a huge range. You've got to be concerned if you're an RQ fan at the moment, and I would be interested to see how they do respond to this. They're sitting at 10k in gold graph at a deficit, and the experience drop not looking great either, sitting at about 7,500. So they've got some real work to get back into this game. They do, though, have a hero that's good at doing so. Nogasiren can, or hold a thought, be...
Disrupt is actually being initiated on the Slaughter. Does blink in, does get the stomp. Arrow flying through from the Murano, but the glimpse back actually saved their life there. Does seem like they might be going in here for initiation. Nogasiren being ultied by the Viper. Naga also gets crushed by the Slytherin. He is going to pop his ulti, but he is going to drop anyway. Now the counter initiate... Well, no, wait, actually very good disruption there from the Auto Devourer. I don't know if it is going to be enough. It is. The mech goes onto them, but the Viper is still busy picking away onto the Nogasiren. Nogasiren drops. Doom gets popped onto the Slaughter. Slaughter might go down here as well. I actually don't know where to focus on this one, but the Viper's still alive. Viper's busy picking them off one by one. Auto Devourer as well. He just Astral prisons the Viper. Ember Spirit might go down. One more last click onto him, but no. It's still the Viper. He's still there in the back end, still busy hitting them all. Doom gets dropped as well by the Shadow Shaman and the Mirana. Who's going to get the kill? It is going to be the Viper again with a triple kill coming through. Viper, what did he pick up? I think he picked up a clean Agnum Scepter in a time period of 3 minutes.
That hurts. That really hurts. And these fights are just not going away. There was like an intelligent movement there from the OD thinking that the Naga was going to drop. But all it really did was delay. It was this sort of pause in the game where even though RQ's cast as well, they're just too far behind at the moment. And that is Agnum's just arriving now. So Downey, if he wasn't a problem before, he's 10-1, man. That is a... He was, I think, the sort of first return kill from RQ. And since then, he just had a ball of a game.
Yeah, and I mean, if you know, you basically go up against Viper, you do want those, you know, early ganks on the Viper to try and phase them out a bit. And Arky did very well with that, but getting that rampage and getting that triple kill has put him so far in front. I'm just basically just going to barrel forward, and they're going to leave the Slaughter on the one end. I wouldn't be surprised if Slaughter actually decides to pick up his bot soon, so that he can just be split pushing. Because smoke up actually going through. Naga Siren does not have her ulti, but they do want to initiate here. The Shadow Shaman does get netted. The kinetic field gets dropped as well, but the Viper is still standing there. Viper is doing also quite a lot of damage. Shadow Shaman has dropped. Naga Siren is sitting on very low. Very good Doom onto the Viper, but the Doom of course being slowed just because of that. Now, are they gonna continue on there? Viper sitting on a lot of, well, not a lot of HP at this point. I don't think they wait. No, the Astral Prism goes on there. I think Viper's days are numbered here. He does get Shallow Grave, very good there. The Slaughter also comes in, stomps there, and the Ember Spirit comes through with a huge Slaughter Fizz. It's going to be another team wipe going the way of Immersion. What a counter initiation, well, nearly team wipe. What a counter initiation coming through from the Slaughter. Slaughter might decide to blink in, but no, he doesn't. That Stomp, dude, that Slytherin Crush was insane, catching them all off there. The Viper did drop, so that was quite a lot of gold that actually went the way of RQ, but I have to say, very good timing there from the Slaughter to pop up.
Yeah, no, that was just beautiful synergy coming out of BL or Immersion. They were all there, and Viper was sort of, okay, I'm down. I'm just going to turn and deal some damage here. And Shadow Grave came out, and he did a huge amount of damage in that fight. And in the end, just BL are really all over RQ at the moment, and it doesn't look like they have a response. I mean, they tried something, they made some action to try and make the game change, but in the end it just was a repeat result, and that's going to be pretty concerning, because where do they go now? They've tried the team fight with the Naga Siren setup, they've tried the smoke gang onto a Ruster, which I'm not even sure, did they even pick him off there? I think they did in the end. I hold the thought middle candy.
Drops actually does get hexed here. Blink initiation coming through from the Shadow Shaman. But no, it is the Slaughter going in with a huge Slytherin Crush as well. Catching two off. The Viper gets banished straight away. They do want to go on to Slaughter. Slaughter, one more hit and then he does die. But they keep on chasing, not focusing the Viper. Viper's doing so much damage onto everyone there. Are they going to back out here? Nope. Viper decides he's going to turn around. He's going to fight. Huge Slytherin Crush coming through again from the Slaughter. And then there's another double kill going their way. The Shadow Shaman that actually started the initiation, he's still alive. I think he got met up twice during that fight, and it just seems like the fights start going their way until the Viper basically pitches up, and then as soon as they start attacking the Viper, as ever for Corrosive Skin, they get so slow they can't do anything. They can't ignore the Viper, but they can't attack him either.
Yeah, they've thrown everything they can at the IMF, and nothing is working. They doomed the Rares in that fight, and they weren't even able to pick them off. So it's pretty much, I think, the beginning of the end. It's RQ just have to try everything.
Wait,
and they're going.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a last ditch initiation. Good combo actually going through there, but the kinetic field did not land. The Shadow Shaman does drop, and they do Asher and Prison over here. Are they going to actually do anything this time onto the Slaughter? The Ember Spirit is doing a lot of damage as well, I have to say. The Battle Fury, unfortunately RQ is standing on top of each other the whole time. The Battle Fury is just splashing between them. Arrow missed, but the arrow does actually land on the Slaughter. Slaughter gets Shallow Graves as well. Are they actually going to get a last kill here on him? He does get his Slytherin Crush, but Slaughter was actually killed by the towers there. I have to say, I was underestimating this Ember Spirit's damage until I saw he had a Battle Fury up. He has his drums up as well. And the Slaughter just keeps on, basically crushing 2 or 3 heroes on top of each other. And that splash damage coming through from the Ember Spirit is just insane.
Yeah, he's been dishing out some punishment, and things are really just getting completely, or they've gotten completely out of control. Take a look at the net worth at the moment. The top 4 in the game.
I don't want to.
The top 4 in the game, man, are all IM. And additionally, even Doom, who's sort of leading the charge for his side, he's sitting at 2k less in the roster. And
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
when you talk about net worth, Doom's one of the guys who generally can pick up a lot of farm, but in this game he has not been granted opportunity to, and IM really have not missed a trick this game. They've looked in control for the entire matchup, and I think we can start saying it as this Shadow Shaman starts picking up his Agnum Scepter, that IM are going to win this game, and they're pretty much deserved winners. But you know, stranger things have happened.
Morano sitting on like 0 HP just after one searing change and sleight of fist. Wow.
Ouch.
69 HP.
Yeah, not looking good. Not looking good at all.
No. We'll probably see the Ember Spirit dropping down a Remnant. Okay, now he is going top lane. He does have enough money for a crit as well. I don't know if he's going to go for double Battle Fury build here, or if he's just going to go for a crit now. I think getting the crit up would be good. I mean, he'll probably be able to pick off the Disruptor or the Murano itself if he gets lucky with a crit. So the problem here is Ember Spirit is getting fat. Viper is already fat, sitting with a BKB mech and the Aghanim Scepter, but if RQ does somehow manage to take this to late game, which is still possible, it's going to be very difficult up against that Ember Spirit. I mean, most of us saw the game that IG played with Ferrari. Wait, is there going to be initiation here? No. Yeah, where, you know, Ferrari basically had 2 Rapiers, 2 Battle Furies, 1 crit. Wait, initiation coming through here on the Murano. The Murano actually is on 0 HP. The Disruptor's also being going on here by the Viper. Viper does get Astral imprisoned as well, but the Slaughter wants blood. He goes in, he blinks on top of the Auto Devourer. 1 hit, 2 hit, he's nearly dead. No, it's the Ember, it's the Shadow Shaman that actually zaps the last one. Very good job there as well, getting that. Yeah, thank you for that one. And very good job getting the shackles down onto the Doom as well. And it is GG's coming out. I was busy talking about IG's Ferrari playing the Ember Spirit, but who needs that? We have Ember Spirit from Immersion, busy critting everyone, and very good game. I actually don't know if this is the best out of 3. I think it might be. I'll quickly find out. If it is, I'll see you guys shortly for Game 2. Thanks a lot for watching. I am Ridditz and Hellbird.
It is a best of 1, unfortunately, so we won't get to see these sides go up against each other again. No. But yeah, it was certainly fun, and yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Sorry, I sort of talked quite a bit at the end there. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know I am Ridditz. Joining me was Hellbird, the awesome Englishman. Sometime I'm going to get him to cast with me in Afrikaans. I don't know how that's going to go, but it should be quite funny.
To go very poorly.
Anyway, follow us on Facebook. I'm Ridditz, so you can follow me on Facebook /Ridditz DOTA or Facebook /nAvTV. And thanks a lot for watching us, guys. And Hellbird, plug yourself, dude. That sounded wrong.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, if you enjoyed the class, come check me out on Facebook on facebook.com/HellbirdZA. And yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a great fun, and hopefully we get to see some more tonight. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, guys.